All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive question, one that's on the mind of pretty much every leader out there. How on earth do you lead your company through the profound uncertainty of this whole AI revolution? So, this quote really hits the nail on the head. And just so you know, what we're covering today is part 8 of a 9-part series diving into a big research report from Virtualization Options LLC about career uncertainty in the age of AI. And of course, in these short explainers, we're only scratching the surface of what's in the full report. But this quote, it perfectly captures the dilemma every leader is facing. It's this incredibly high-stakes balancing act, right? You're on a tightrope between becoming irrelevant and making a huge, costly mistake. So that's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually do this? How do you build an organization that can actually thrive when everything feels so uncertain? Well, according to the report we're looking at, the answer isn't just buying some new software or making one big decision. Nope. It's about a fundamental shift, a whole new operating system for your entire organization. Okay, so let's get into the first big piece of this puzzle. We need to talk about transforming your company into what the research calls an AI-augmented learning organization. Think of this as the new engine that's going to power you through all this uncertainty. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it's not just about using AI for the obvious stuff, making things a bit more efficient or automating tasks. It's way bigger than that. It's about weaving AI into the very fabric of how your organization learns. The goal is to make the entire company smarter and faster, creating this kind of collective intelligence that can actually keep up with the insane pace of change. And when you see it laid out like this, the difference is just staggering. I mean, think about it. Traditionally, companies learn in cycles that take months, maybe even years. It's all based on what we humans can observe and piece together. But now, we're talking about adapting in real time. We're talking about AI systems that can pick up on those tiny, early signals of change that you and I would totally miss. Here's a great real-world example of this in action. Look at Estée Lauder. They're just using AI to make their supply chain run a little smoother. No, they're using it to learn from the market, to sense what customers want, way faster than their competition. That is the augmented learning advantage. It's a total game changer. But, all this amazing tech, this smart system, it's completely useless if you don't have the right people empowered and supported to run with it. Technology is only ever half the battle. The other half, the most important half, really, is your people. So, the report lays out these 5 absolutely critical pillars for handling the human side of this transition. And let's be clear, this goes way beyond just offering some optional training courses. We're talking about proactively investing in reskilling your folks, creating clear paths for them to grow into new roles, and being radically transparent to cut down on that anxiety that just festers when people are kept in the dark. And look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? Company A sees this as just a tech problem, and they're met with resistance. Meanwhile, Company B gets that it's a human challenge. They channel all that uncertainty into something productive. Seriously, one path just leads to fear and people leaving. The other, it builds a stronger, more adaptable team that's ready for anything. Okay, so you've got the new system humming along, you're supporting your people. Now the spotlight swings to the top, to leadership. Because leading in an era where you can't predict next quarter, let alone next year, requires a totally different playbook. The report singles out these 4 key capabilities for leaders. And what's really interesting is what's not on this list. See that? Having all the answers is nowhere to be found. Instead, it's all about leaders showing their learning too, about planning for a range of possible futures instead of betting on one, and about creating a culture where everyone feels included and can bring their best ideas to the table. And this is a really crucial point. That old-school model of the leader who has to project total, unwavering certainty, that's not just outdated, it's actually a liability now. When things are changing this fast, being able to say, I don't know, but here's how we're going to figure it out, is incredibly powerful. That kind of vulnerability, that authenticity, that's the new strength. It gives everyone else permission to learn and adapt too. All right, last section. Let's look to the future. How in the world do you prepare for something that is, by definition, impossible to predict? Well, the goal has to shift. It's no longer about making a perfect plan for one specific outcome. It's about building an organization that has the capability to handle any outcome. The real key here is building what you could call permanent resilience. And this isn't some project you do once and then check off the list. It's about embedding new habits into your organization's DNA. Things like constantly stress testing your plans against crazy what-if scenarios, or deliberately building flexibility into everything you do so you always have the option to pivot. You're not trying to get rid of uncertainty, you're learning to dance with it. And this really elevates the whole conversation, doesn't it? It moves beyond just coping with the future or reacting when things go sideways. When you build these dynamic capabilities, your organization develops the muscle to not just survive the storm, but to actually grab the sail and help steer. So that's the big question the report leaves us with. And it's a powerful one. Is your organization built just to react to whatever the future throws at you? Or are you actively building the capabilities to help shape it? It's a challenge for sure, because in the age of AI, just waiting around to see what happens next, that's not a strategy. That's basically giving up. The future is going to belong to the ones who are building the tools to create it right now.